Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nikmatul Karimah, and today I'm going to present my research proposal entitled The Utilization of ICT Toward Education 4.0 in Teaching Learning Process, Lecturers and Student Perception. But before that, let me give my thanks to both my advisor, Mem Umyati Jawas PhD, and Mr. Andi M. Appling, and to all my friends who watch this video and participate in my online proposal seminar. In my presentation, there are two main points that will be discussed. The first is introduction and the second is research methodology. Okay, I'm going to start from chapter 1, introduction, which consists of background of the study, research question, the objective of the study, significance of the study, scope and limitation of the study, and definition of key terms. Background of the study. The background of the study usually talks about the research topic by providing some data and facts related to the research problem. The topic that I choose is the perception of lecturers and students to the use of ICT in teaching and learning process. The reason why I choose this topic is that ICT is the tools for interaction between lecturers and students, and it has provided many positive influence in the education field, such as makes class more effective and efficient. And ICT can improve the quality of education, make class fun, help students become independent learners, and improve creativity and student motivation. Therefore, I would like to understand and explore their perception of the use of ICT in the teaching and learning process. Do they feel the benefit of ICT or not? The previous studies. There are several previous studies that I have read and studied, but on this occasion I only present two previous studies that would support my research. The first, GORA 2016, on the student perception on the use of technology in the classroom at higher education institution in Philippines. In this study, the researcher used survey method of research, and the results show that most of students in the State College and University of Caraque region in the Philippines are likely use technology in the classroom to enhancing learning related activities in the classroom. And the second, Mahdum Handriana and Safriyanti M 2019 on exploring teacher perception and motivation to ICT used in learning activities in Indonesia. This study used descriptive quantitative method. The result found that teachers agree that the use of ICT can make learning process more effective, interesting, and enjoyable. Based on the previous study that I have read and learned, I am curious to do this research because of two reasons. The first is most of the previous studies only use one perception, that is the perception of teachers only or students only. Therefore, I want to combine both perception of lecturers and students, which will support and complete each other. The second reason is the majority of the previous studies are employing quantitative design. So I would like to conduct this research using a qualitative approach. to get a deeper understanding about the utilization of ICT from lecturers and student perspective. Research question. The research question in this study are: what is the perception of English education lecturers in the utilization of information, communication, and technology toward Education 4.0 in the teaching process? And what is the perception of English education student in the utilization of information, communication, and technology toward Education 4.0 in the learning process? The objective of the study. The aim of this study are: first, understanding and exploring the perception of English education lecturers in the utilization of information and communication and technology toward Education 4.0 in the teaching process. And understanding and exploring the perception of English education student in the utilization of ICT toward Education 4.0 in the learning process. Significance of the study. This research will provide theoretical and practical benefit. Theoretical. The result will provide a better understanding of the utilization of ICT toward Education 4.0 in the teaching learning process. Practically, for lecturers, this research can be used as input to implement teaching and learning activity by utilizing ICT device in teaching in the English education department. For students, this research can motivate students to be able to maximize the use of ICT device in learning in the English education department. And for the university, this research provides a new discourse about use of ICT device in teaching learning and university policies relating to the procurement and use of ICT device within the university. Scope and limitation of the study. This research focused to describe the English education lecturers and student perception of the utilization of ICT toward Education 4.0 in the teaching learning process. And this study only investigates lecturers of English education who teach regular 2 or R2 classes in semester 6 and 8 and student regular 2 or R2 in semester 6 and 8 who have attended computer assistant language learning course. Definition of key terms. Utilization. Utilization in this study refers to how teachers and students use ICT tools in the teaching and learning process. The information and communication technology. ICT in this study is any electronic technological tool used for retrieving, storage, and transfer of knowledge in the teaching and learning process. Education 4.0. Education 4.0 is technology support and implement in the teaching and learning process. Perception. Perception is positive and negative views of lecturers and students regarding the use of ICT tools in the teaching and learning process. Next is Chapter 2, Research Methodology, which consists of research design, research setting, data resource, research instrument and data collection technique, data analysis, data validity, and research procedure. Research design. Research design refers to the overall strategy that chooses to integrate the different components of the study coherently and logically. This study uses phenomenological research design that attempts to understand people's perception, perspective, and understand a particular situation or phenomenon. Because most of lecturers have already used and applied ICT in the form of teaching and learning process, so I want to understand and explore the lecturers and student perception about the phenomenon. Research setting. Research location. This study will be conducted in University of Kanjuruhan Malang, which is located in Jalan Sudanjo Supriyadi number 48, Bandung Rejosari, Sukun, Malang. Research subject: lecturers of English education who teach regular 2 or L2 classes in the semester 6 and 8, and 10 students from regular 2 or L2 classes in 6 semester 5 student and 8 semester 5 student who have attended the computer assistant language learning course in the English education major. Data source. There are two data sources. First, primary data source and secondary data source. I use interview as primary data source because I want to understand and explore the perception of lecturers and students of the use of ICT in teaching and learning process, and I can get the and I can get deep perception through interview session. And observation and documentation as secondary source to support primary data source. Research instrument and data collection technique. Instrument in this study is the researcher herself, because the researcher has the function of determining the focus of research, selecting information as source of data, collecting data, analyzing data, interpreting data, and making conclusion on her finding. Data collection technique. Observation. I use classroom online observation by attending online classes held by lecturers and students, and I observe how lecturers use ICT in online classes, how classes management is, and how students respond to material and assignment delivered by lecturer. Interview. I use semi-structured interview, which consists of 6 questions for lecturers and 6 questions for students. The question is about why they apply ICT in the teaching and learning process, how important the utilization of ICT, the benefit of ICT, what kind of technology usually they use, and why they use the technology, and the obstacles of the use of ICT. Documentation. Documentation in the form of screenshot of student project and activity as proof that teacher and student use ICT in the teaching and learning process. Data analysis. Data analysis, which consists of data collection. In the data collection, the researcher gathering data by conducting observation, interview, and documentation. Data reduction. The data collected will be transcribed and coding, then summarize and choose the main things, focus on the important things, look for themes and patterns, and get rid of unnecessary. Data display. The data will be simplified in the form of a sentence, narrative, table, chart, or diagram. And conclusion drawing. Conclusion drawing is states the conclusion from the data that have been obtained, what it means and how the meaning that arise from the data must be tested or for validity. Data validity. Triangulation. Triangulation in this research will be carried out using different data collection. There are observation, interview, and documentation. Host member check. Respondent validation by giving the interpretation of the data to the respondent to check authenticity of the work. And discussion with colleagues. Discuss the final result with the advisor in consultation. Research procedure. Preparation stage. Preparation stage consists of preliminary study, permission from Dean of Language and Literature faculty, and arranging the research design. And then research stage, process from data collection to data display. Final stage, validating the result of the study and writing research report as thesis. Okay, that's all my presentation. If you have any question, please comment below, and thank you for watching this video.